Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on the day. But before we get started, you know what we need to do? Go down here, go in your settings and find your subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight that nemesis, that beast, that unrelenting beast of an algorithm. I really, really would appreciate it. Right about here, that is our join button. That is for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of our reading club, you will be supporting my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful for your support. Also, I got some shout outs. Yes, I do. I got two super thanks. One is Deborah Copeland. Deborah, thank you. You are such a support to this channel and you are so appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for the super thanks. And we have Jennifer Clark. Jennifer, thank you for supporting this channel. Ah, thank you. And thank you so much for the super thanks. And if you want to give a super thanks, the button is over here somewhere. Anything that you choose to give is so appreciated, I must say. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read. When I was putting the read together, you know what I do. You know how I do it. I get in these internet streets. I hit the streets, and that's exactly what I did today. I was all over the place, I must say. I was on TikTok just a little bit. I was on Instagram a little bit. I'm basically reading a lot of articles because I had saw some articles that was in some posts on X, formerly known as Twitter. So I went and looked them up to read them, and see if I wanted to bring them to you. So basically, that's what I have been doing. And over on Instagram, everything is pretty quiet. The squatties are being the squatties over there posting just great stuff. Kate peeped her head out today, so they talking about that. And I did not go over to the dark side. I did not go over there. I just didn't feel like being bothered with their nonsense. I did enough on them yesterday. I'm telling you, I went back and looked at my playback. I said, now that was some dragging. I don't know what got into me. I just felt like dragging them because sometimes I just get so tired of the nonsense. How these people feel so self important. They feel so elevated to the point where they feel that they can criticize Megan about anything as if they own no mirrors or have no self awareness. And sometimes I just say, okay, if you want to play that game, we'll play it with you. And that's what yesterday was. I was like, it's a lot more that I could call to the front that I didn't. I'm just saying, and y'all know that to be true. But sometimes you just get tired of the nonsense. And I think that's what was that was what was going on with me yesterday because that Liz Jones just struck something up in my spirit. She walking around looking like Morticia Adams. And like I said, really not even Morticia Adams because I'm actually doing Morticia a disservice comparing the two because Morticia was actually beautiful, very beautiful. She was just creepy. This woman is just ugly and creepy. And that's all. That's creepiness is the only thing that her and Morticia have in common. But it just something struck up in me. I'm just so tired of these people feel that they can throw these cheap shots at Megan at any given time. And all Megan is doing is living her life 5,000 miles away from these folks. And like I have said this time and time again, you got a whole prince and princess over there. You got a king and you got his horse. You got a duke and a duchess of Edinburgh who is in Malta just screaming at the top of their lungs. We're over here. Somebody says something. Somebody take a picture. But yet and still, you got your nose across the ocean over in California, as far Harry and Meghan went as far as they could without dropping off the side of the world. away from y'all, and y'all still cannot let it go. It's the most unattractive, annoying thing I have ever been involved in my life. I'm just saying. So I think that was the reason why I kind of went off a little bit. I know I did, but I must say I enjoyed every bit of it. I really, really, really did. And also, I was in my comments and I saw a lot of people said that they didn't agree with me when I said that Harry and Megan should let Ari Emanuel and get a lawyer like Alex Shapiro should get a lawyer like him, a junkyard dog, and go after some of these people. Well, this is my point on that. And the reason I said what I said, you see how Jay-Z and Beyonce ain't sued nobody. They strategically went after the person that they know that, okay, this person is going to understand where we're coming from, and we will ride this little horse if we have to all the way to the grave, meaning that they would take him all through court if they have to. And he know that. And it's just no telling what Alex told Pierce on the phone. Whatever it did, it shook him to his core, and he retracted all that mess and he issued an apology. And Beyonce and Jay-Z hadn't had to say one word. And they hadn't had to get down off of their chariot and throw tomatoes. They have not. They have been able to be completely clear of it and let their representation handle it. And that's what I was saying about Megan and Harry. Harry and Megan do not have to sue everybody on these apps. They do not. All they need to do is strategically find the right one and go all in with all fours on them. Drag them, take everything they got, their little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, outlet, take it out. And then these other people who are talking and running off at the mouth will see that and they will keep them out of their mouths. You couldn't pay anybody on this app right now to have that woman Jaguar Wright on their platform because they know what the deal is. They know that Beyonce and Jay-Z will come for their neck, so they back off and find something else to do. If I was, if I really was Harry and Meghan, who I would go for would probably be the man that's a C, that's a lady, that's not a C, that's a lady. That one. That's probably the one I would target it. And I would sue it into oblivion. I absolutely would. And I would use the American court system where I would get a big, big, big settlement because you can sue them in the U.S. system because YouTube is a U.S. company. So that's the way I would do it. And I would take that old raggedy castle she got and everything. She would absolutely, I would even take her dogs away from her. And if he would do that, Lindsay Schofield and all them other people, bragging them out people, would shut up. That's my point right there. You don't have to do everybody. Look at Cardi B. Cardi B went at one person. You don't see nobody on this app talking about Cardi B. No, you do not. They don't mention Cardi B unless it's in a positive light. I know I would. And see, Cardi B just sued one person. She stuck it out. She went all the way, and she pretty much got. I mean, and she pursues this person to get everything that she's supposed to get. She don't let up off the gas at all. I'm just saying. So that was my point. A lot of people thought I was saying that they should sue everybody. No, that would not be feasible. But you do stuff targeted. Like, you think this woman has been going around talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And have you not wondered why they hadn't, Beyonce and Jay-Z hadn't targeted her? Because she doesn't have a platform. She doesn't have a platform. And she doesn't have any money and she don't have anything to lose. But they went after the one who had the platform, who had the megaphone, who was going to help this woman to propel all this nonsense into the universe. And I have said this time and time again, and I'll say it again. You cannot go high in this day and time while other people are going low. They will, your reputation, what you have worked your whole life for, everything, people will get on a platform and downgrade you and low rate you and scandalize your name. And before you know it, they will be taking everything away from you with a pack of lies. You cannot do it. You have to meet them where they're at. And I just feel that Jay-Z and Beyonce did the right thing. Now, y'all might disagree with me, but that's my explanation. All right, moving on. I'm going to put this up. It says that red dress has them down so bad that they're bringing out the ghost of Christmas stocking, wiglets, and piano. Y'all know who they talking about. Yes, absolutely. That's who they talking about. That red dress trending for how many days? 3, 4, 5 days. We're getting into a whole week. It's just starting to calm down. And what and who and how comes out? These right here. They came out today. They did. They absolutely did. And color coordinated. Wonder where they got that from. You know how everything was just made such a big deal, how Harry and Meghan would coordinate their colors and stuff like that. Look at this. And you know what? I'm going to give them their props. They do look good now. They do. They look very, very nice. They absolutely do. And I love the burgundy jumper as they call it over there. We call it a sweater over here. But I think they look really, really nice. I really do. But uh, we all know whose thing this is. This is Megan. This is the Megan effect. That's all it is. And really, it's the black folks effect. I'm just saying that's just the way it is. We as black people, we love color coordinating stuff. We do. We always have a color scheme. When we go to church, we always color coordinate with our husbands or our boyfriends or whoever. We make sure our children and all of us have on the same colors. That is a black person thing. And that is shows that Megan is she was raised in a household with some black folks because that's what we do. And looky, 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 it has influenced the royal family. Yes, they are copying Megan, who is pretty much just being the black person that she is. Because y'all know we do this. This is how we roll. They look like they going to church on Sunday morning. I'm just saying, in a black church, we be just like this. And I wanted to put this up. Uh, I found this in People magazine, and they talks about their outing, and it says Kate Middleton makes surprise public appearance alongside Prince William in first outing post chemo. I must say, Kate look exactly the same. She don't look no worse for the worn. She really don't. It said the Princess of Wales made a heartfelt return to public duty as she met with families of the young victims of July's, attack in Southport. Yeah, I would make a comment about that, but I'm trying to be good today, y'all. I was so bad yesterday. I just drug everybody yesterday. I'm gonna try to calm down a little bit. I am gonna try to calm down a little bit. So I am gonna try not to be so messy. Yesterday I was just over the top. All right, but let's go on. It says on October the 10th, the Prince and Princess of Wales, both 42, visit the town in London to show support for the community in the wake of a deadly attack. Although unannounced, William was expected to attend, and it was nobody there. When I said nobody was there, nobody was there. Now he was expected, but she was not. And I mean, it was nobody. And it said, so this was a surprise pop up. Okay. It says the unexpected outing doubled as Princess Kate's first public engagement since her announcement on September 9th that she had completed her chemotherapy treatment 6 months after she shared in March that she was undergoing treatment for cancer. She said that ain't what she said, not on the bench. She said that cancer was detected and she was doing what was it? Precautionary chemotherapy, something like that. Preventative chemotherapy. That's what she said, which nobody had never heard of before. But yes, so that means it wasn't no cancer there left. But I digress. It said Kate is undergoing a light schedule for public engagement in the final months of the year. People understand that a few events, primarily focusing on early childhood initiative and her Christmas carol service, have been included in her official royal calendar, known as the court circular. She hopes to join the family for Remembrance Day Sunday if her circumstances allow. Now, look at this woman right here. Look at this woman right here. How would circumstances not allow? They need to stop with this because it has gotten to the point of being ridiculous. Why would the circumstances not allow? I'm just saying. It says Prince William and Princess Kate met with fire ambulance and air ambulance and police services in Southport Community Center and heard about the experience of responding to the tragic attacks and how it impacted their mental health. I'm sure it did. Now I have some sympathy for that. And because today is World Mental Health Day, October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and the Royals also spent time with mental health professionals who have been providing support for first responders in the months since. Well, that was Kate's outing, and I'm telling you, I saw some clips of it, and you talking about boring. Boring. They are still as boring as they always have been. I thought that they was taking some kind of lessons in becoming a little more shiny. They are just as dull. Now I did not see any video. I just saw just like clips with no sound. I don't know if it is some clips with some sound. I didn't get to hear her talk or anything like that, but I'll continue to watch and see. And if I do, will report back. I would, but I just wonder. I'm just wondering. All right, I'm gonna put this up. One squatty said this. This Kate Middleton and Prince William's visit cleared two things up today. It says one, they don't draw crowds. They don't not even cameras. The murky cancer diagnosis is handling, and there are Their overexposed hatred of Harry and Meghan lost them all respect. Yes, their over the top hatred and consistent pursuit of Harry and Meghan trying to destroy them is destroying them. It is backfiring. I mean, you can't destroy somebody, or you can't do all the things that they have done and not expect any blowback. That's what I'm saying. And they're getting plenty of blowback back from people like me, squatties like me. It's a lot of blowback going on. And if they would just go on with their business, Harry and Meghan is not bothering them. They just living their life 5,000 miles away. And they have so much control over those rags over there. Why don't they tell them not to cover Harry and Meghan anymore? They should just cover them. I mean, they got that much pull. They got enough pull for them to order all this character assassination of Harry and Meghan. Why in the world won't they just let them cover them and not Harry and Meghan? Because as long as they cover Harry and Meghan, as long as they continue to plant stories and create lies and put them in those rags over there, and then trying to come over here and plant stories and put them in rags, or well, like the Hollywood, evidently the Hollywood Reporter is a rag. Now I was one of my commenters, Lana, she said that she went to see if she could find that Hollywood Reporter article, and she said that she could not find it. So it might be something going on there. I wonder. I I have a feeling that is some things going on that people are not going to tolerate their nonsense anymore. And I would not be surprised if we didn't hear that Maura Roshan has lost his job soon. And that would be so wonderful because he is the editor that greenlit that horrible article about Megan, that old dead horse that they dug up and decided to beat, talking about she's a bully, she's this, she's that, and that came straight out of Kensington Palace, trying to destroy Harry's time in New York and just trying to assassinate Meghan's character, trying to assassinate her character in her own country. That's what really. When I was growing up, and my dad, he used to, when he said he was mad, he used to say his jaws were tight. That's what really makes my jaws tight, is when they try to assassinate Meghan's character in her own country. Keep that mess over there. Keep it over there. Don't bring it over here. And another thing that makes my jaw tight is these two trying to come over here and open up some kind of mental health charity or something like that. That makes my jaws tight too. Why are you coming over here? Stay over there. Do your thing over there. You did the right thing. What they are doing today is wonderful. It's what they should be doing. That's all I'm saying. All right, she said number two is there was no facelift. I said on day one, these pictures prove it. I'm telling you, I'm going to put up this Getty image of Kate. And I got to agree with this squatty. It don't look like no facelift. If it did, it is absolutely, or she done had a hard day's night because it looks horrible. So maybe she did not have a facelift. Maybe that was them touching up all these pictures that we saw. Maybe it was. And maybe this was all about the relationship issues. Because I'm telling you, I'm no body language expert, but I'm going to put this picture of them walking down the street together. That's pretty cold, isn't it? I'm just saying. But I must agree with this squatty. And these are Getty images, meaning that they have not been touched or manipulated in any way. And I'm telling you, Kate looks horrible. She does. And her face, she got all these lumps and bumps in her face. You think that's from Botox done went bad or something? I have never, she does not have a smooth complexion. And it's not like acne lumps and bumps. It's like, well, I'm gonna put another picture up. This one. You see all the lumps and bumps, especially in this area right here. Do y'all have any idea what's going on there? Because it looks pretty terrible. And this one right here, the side view. Yeah, I must agree with this squatty that maybe we was wrong. I'm willing to when something is shown that I was wrong on something, because I was like, this woman is aging backwards. But Getty don't lie. And Getty is showing us no, it was no facelift, not at all. It's something else going on. But why was they doing all these weird pictures? Wonder why. I have a little inkling, but I'm not gonna say it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. The reason y'all think it. Uh, all this, the farm. What is it? A farm market Kate. Kate, Granny Kate with the five wheels on the car. AI Kate on the bench. Kate back of her head in the car, looking at the brick wall. What was all that about? You know, we have asked about that. If I mean, because she just could have came on out and said, "I'm here. This is it," and without going through all this nonsense. And she clearly hadn't had a facelift. If she has had one, woo, they didn't do a great job. That's all I'm saying. So y'all tell me what y'all think. This one says racism make people age like milk. Megan is older. And this is pictures of Megan that's not touched up because she had no control over what happens with those pictures. And these are Getty images. Getty will do not touch up or anything like that. They take the picture. And I can see why a woman who is really threatened by other women, who has like a dark soul and see all women as competition, why Kate behaved the way she did. Because Megan is prettier. She just is. Her skin is better. Megan is not aging. I'm just saying, Kate's face is melting off the bone. I'm just saying. All right, this squatty said, guys, I'm beginning to think the facelift is actually the tabloids photoshopping her face because everybody is shocked today. All the squatties on X is shocked because we had convinced ourselves that this woman was aging backwards and this was all about a facelift. It's about something else. It's about something else, and it might be about her staying at her mom and daddy's house all the time. I'm just saying, but this squatter said, guys, I'm beginning to think the facelift is actually the tabloids photoshopping her face. This is her usual exhausted look. Lumpy face. And see, I'm not the only one who thinks she has lumps in her face. What is that about? I'm thinking it's Botox gone wrong. Or maybe she had some fillers and they shifted or something. I have no idea. And she got that one eye, eyebrow that goes up and never comes down from all that Botox, and she still got that. And it says her lumpy face, her runaway left Botox. eyebrow is still there. I still don't believe there was the C word, cancer. So whatever they are hiding is big. I'm telling you, it's making my brain spin. I just wonder what it is. Because I think we can put the facelift thing to bed. Because Getty has showed us that no, and I know Kate hate this has happened. Because Kate used to Photoshop her pictures to the gods to make herself look better. And now people like publications like People, like legitimate publications will not post them pictures unless they're Getty images that they've been verified. So she can't do any of that. She can't when things appear in publications outside of the UK. It's no photoshopping going on. It's just who she is, and this is who she is. And we can put it to bed. I'm with this squatty. And I wonder what they're hiding and if it's big. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up. It said low engagements for Kate today. No one cares. Her appearance are having less and less impact and reaction. Megan wore a dress at the weekend and got 5,000 comments. Kate shows up today and got 847. Lame. And that's true. And they talk about on the Daily Mail website that Kate got 847 and Megan got 5,000. All right, I'm going to pause it a minute because I have to cough. All right, I'm back. I don't know where that cough came from. My sinuses are killing me. But yes, 847. And I think this is one of the big reasons. Well, you know what I have said. The reason the faking of cancer came about, the cancer card, is to get the stench of racism off of her and to try to make her more popular and more global, like Megan. And also, I thought to cover up for a facelift, but I was wrong on that one. I'm going to take the L for that one. I'm just going to take the L because I really thought she had got a facelift. But I still stand by the stench of racism to get the stench of racism off of her. And I also stand by for popularity. All right, this happened. Now, we saw that she had changed rings when she did that shampoo commercial. And I was wondering then if this was something that was going to continue. And evidently, it is something that's going to continue. And also, I was looking at her hair. Her hair to me doesn't look like extensions. If it is, it's the best blending extensions that I have saw. Now she might have some in the back, but the front looks. She don't look. It's hard to put extensions on the front, right on your hairline. She has not lost any hair on her hairline, so I don't know. But I do know this. Speaking about the ring, I believe she maybe came to the conclusion that that ring also was cursed. Or do you think that he asked for it back now that they might be living separate lives? I don't know what happened. They was talking, they gave us some kind of spiel in that Cialis commercial that this was her Scottish engagement ring or her what did they say, Irish engagement, one of the countries within the Commonwealth. Supposed to be her wedding ring that he gave her, and so she has decided to wear it instead of the one from Diana. Yeah, that's the spiel that we got. But usually the spiel that we get Any kind of explanation we get is a lie from Kensington Palace. So who knows? But I tend to believe that that ring is cursed, and she don't want to wear it no more. I'm just saying, sometimes you do all kind of old snake things and crooked things and do everything that you can to get something, and then when you get it, it's not what you thought it was going to be because you had to do so many dirty, low down things to get it. So it might be that too. I'm just saying. And uh, this particular squatty said, I cut it off, but what this particular squatty was saying was, now Harry might be concerned about where Diana's jewelry is because she's not wearing her engagement ring. Cause y'all remember when Megan stopped wearing her engagement ring for a while, she actually wore an eternity band and just her wedding band, like this woman who copying her has done. And William, it was just article after article, just planting of stories about how he was concerned about Megan's engagement ring because those two diamonds in that engagement ring was from Diana's collection. I bet you Harry had a hard time getting them diamonds because he act like he don't want Harry to have nothing of his mother's, which is Diana was his mother too. But I digress. And so it was just story after story after story being planted. And now here the most famous ring probably in the world, the diamond sapphire with the halo diamonds, is no longer being worn by the Princess of Wales. Where is it at, William? Where? I hope Harry sent him a text and asked him, because it's not Harry's business no more, and it was his business trying to figure out where Megan's engagement ring. But what's good for the goose, they say. I'm just saying. And they were like, this squatter was saying that's what Harry should do. Me personally, I think Harry should mind his business on this one because William should have minded his. Sometimes you have to teach by example. But do I feel William will learn a lesson? Absolutely not. Let's go on. All right, I'm gonna put this up because here we go again. These old trollops, they always feel like they trying to speak on Harry and Meghan's marriage. It's as if a good marriage and a loving relationship is some kind of affront to them, and they want to speak on it all the time, try to pretend like it's falling apart because Harry did things by himself and Meghan did things by herself. And William been walking around here for months doing stuff by himself. And that was even before Kate said that she had cancer. But nobody said nothing and spoke on to that marriage. And they absolutely looked like, and including this engagement, that they could not stand one another. He was frowning and looking at her as she was talking, and she was jazz handing it up. And he was just looking at her. He don't look at her lovingly. He look at her like he tolerates her. But yet and still, nothing is written, nothing is said. And this couple who just came back from Colombia, showing all kinds of PDA like they love one another, which I absolutely believe that they do a few engagement like any other married couple who have, different careers. Harry wants to be a global advocate. He wants to work on his charities, and he has a full-time job at Better Up. And Megan wants to pursue more financial aspects, like her American American Riviera, American Riviera Orchard, and her cooking show. And so she wants to put her effort in that. And also, they have two small children, both in school. Megan can't just go off for 2 weeks because Archie is in what, kindergarten? And Lily is in preschool. They just when you have small children in school, you are limited to what you can do and how long you can stay away if you're gonna be a hand-on parent. But yet and still, and y'all remember that time when they said Kate was not going to Singapore with William because she had to stay behind because George had midterms or something they call them over there. Y'all remember that? And nothing was said. But when Megan stays behind to take care of the children and make sure homework is done and drop offs and pickups are made, all of a sudden they're getting divorced. And this old woman, this old saddlebag, this old worn out, I'm being good today. I am. I'm going to put up what the squatter said. I'm going to put up what they said. They said her name is Amanda Patel. And Amanda Patel's husband famously slept around, and she has written at length about having an affair with a married man. And yet here she is in the Daily Fair pontificating, pontificating to a married couple she has never met. Sweep your own porch, you miserable, bitter. Y'all see what it says up there. Yeah. That is the mood that the squatters was in today when we found out this about Amanda Patel, feeling that she has somehow has the authority. These people, where do they come from? Where they feel like they can speak on when everything comes to Harry and Meghan, it's like it's open season. They can speak on it, but over there they can't speak nothing, nothing over there about that marriage over there. I mean, it has been really legit, you know, stories about being in the rose bushes. William being loving roses and being in the rose bushes, out there picking roses. But nothing is written, nothing is said. If anything has been said about that, it's been over here on this side of the pond. Stephen Colbert said that, and before we noted, but before we knew anything, Stephen Colbert said something about the rose bushes, and I know within weeks, Kate had cancer. I'm just saying, y'all know it's true. He said that, and within weeks, Kate had cancer, and then they was telling him he absolutely needs to apologize. Y'all remember that? And he never did apologize what he said, but he said he really hated that she was going through that. Y'all remember that? Because they felt that that was spreading. So maybe that might be what it is too. I think it might be a lot of things that they wanted to cure with the cancer card. And it did, it cured it up. You don't hear that no more. People not speaking about that no more. I'm just saying. But never ever do they write anything about anybody else's marriage except Harry and Meghan's. And so this is what she wrote. Megan, if you want your marriage to last, don't turn your husband into a plus one. What kind of nonsense is that? And she up there giving somebody advice, and evidently she ain't been able to hold on to her husband, but she wants to say something to Harry and Meghan, want to speak on their marriage. Well, I went and found the article. Here it is. It said, well, no, this is an article she had written before about how her husband cheated on her. And then I'm going to read a little bit of it and then we'll talk about it. It said, when my husband cheated on me, I packed his bags and changed the locks after watching the new Fatal Attraction. I wish I hadn't. So this man cheated on her and she packed his bag and, had a little self respect. And now she's on her national, one of their national newspapers saying that she wished she had. The memory is etched in my mind forever. It was the summer of 1988 around 10 p.m. I was a junior newspaper executive complete with a huge 1980s hair. I cannot. But anyway, what she's saying is that she was so successful that it made her husband feel small and trying to justify his bad behavior. And if you know anything about being a man, a real man, you're not threatened by your wife's success. You are actually proud of your wife's success. And this woman is on in her national paper talking about if she hadn't have been successful, maybe he wouldn't have cheated on her, and she wished that she hadn't did that. She hadn't packed him up and sent him on his way. I swear it's no self-respect in these people. And yet and still she's giving Megan that advice that I guess she's telling Megan don't be so successful because that's gonna make Harry feel some kind of way. Well, that's not the way we think here in America. Like I said, she says she's from Australia. In this article, she talked about being from Australia. I don't know. Maybe that is the way it is in Australia. Maybe that's the way it is in UK. I have no idea. But here in America, women expect their husbands to be proud of them when they are successful. Look at Doug Inhofe. Kamala is hopefully about to be the first woman president of the United States. And he is right there cheering for her. He looks at her with such love and pride. Look what I got. That is what we call a good marriage, not somebody that you have to make yourself smaller and less than in order for them to stay within the marriage. So, whew, is and then have the nerve to give advice. This is the article where she's giving Megan advice. Talk about when my husband cheated on me, I packed it. Well, no, wait a minute. But is that the same one? Hold on, let me find it. Here it is. This is one. My warning to Megan: if you want your marriage to last, don't emasculate once pride, once proud Harry and turn him into a plus one like I did my ex husband. This is the biggest nonsense. Why are you dragging Megan and Harry into your nonsense? Just trying to find a way to write an article and trying to tell Megan not to emasculate Harry. How is Megan going to emasculate Harry finding her own way in life? Megan was that girl when Harry married her. He knew what he was marrying. And Harry would not, I repeat, not be where he's at if Megan wasn't the kind of woman that she is. So why in the world would she want to have to lessen herself to keep a man? And Harry don't seem like he is that type of person because when he met Megan, she was so impressive. He said that he had to up his game. That's what real men do. When they have an impressive woman, they up their game. They don't make their woman or want their woman to lessen themselves, to make themselves smaller in order for them to feel bigger. What kind of nonsense is that? It is ridiculous. And she had the nerve to write an article about it. And the squatters was not having it. And why wouldn't they? Why would they have it? One, Harry and Meghan are two different people. Harry loves his philanthropic stuff. Meghan is a businesswoman. They can coexist in the same household and both be extremely successful as they are right now. The problem is that she married a man, what we used to say, well, what my elders in my family used to say, she was unevenly yoked, meaning that she married a small man, and to try to keep him, she tried to lessen herself. When you marry a man who's already big, he don't mind a woman who is big right along with him. Harry, look at Harry's accolades. Harry, is no way Meghan can emasculate him because Harry is a big dog. And he don't have a problem with his wife being a big dog with him. So stop it. It is the most embarrassing thing. These women, these flying female monkeys are embarrassing. They are embarrassing on so many levels. And they all feel the need to come after Megan. And when they do, I just have the need to absolutely remind them of who they are and how things are done here in America. Successful men do not mind, well, successful, secure men. Successful, secure men. Let me say that again. Successful, secure men. Men who are secure in their success have no problem with strong women. They don't. Look at Melanie Hopkins. She's married to George Lucas. George Lucas is created Star Wars. He is a strong man who is secure in his abilities and everything that he has created. And he married a strong woman in Melanie Hopkins. Melanie Hopkins is one of the most, she is one of the premier investors in these United States. She sits on numerous boards of Fortune 100 companies. And he loved her to pieces. So stop it. Stop it. Harry and Meghan have plenty of role models. They don't need your broken life. They don't need your broken advice. I'm just saying. If they want to look to a successful couple, look at Brian and what is his name? Brian Robbins, who is the CEO of Paramount, and his wife. I think her name is Tracy. She is a fashion designer, very successful. Have no problem coexisting within their marriage. And it's plenty example. Harry and Meghan have plenty examples. Look at Ted Sarandos and his wife. I think she is some kind of executive herself. I really don't absolutely know, but you better believe that she is not a housewife. So Amanda Patel can keep that. I'm just saying. Let's go on. I've started to ramble. Let's go on. And also, I found this right here, and this is from Megan's bodyguard when she was in Canada. And he talks about how Meghan's life changed so dramatically when Prince Harry came into the picture. And how, that they had surveillance cameras all in her back garden and how they would chase them and whatnot. And he talked about how these people over at Kensington Palace said that she was a bully, she was this, she was that, and he said he saw none of that when he worked for her. And he said this, let's see. Well, he said, this part it said, no way out. A constant Surveillance took a toll, Stephen says. She was paranoid. She had people following us around everywhere we went. We had problems with drones, vehicles chasing us. It was a nightmare. Everything she taken for granted about her old life disappeared. After a couple of weeks of working with her, I said, "What do you really want to do?" She said, "I love to be able to go and shop in the grocery store." The previous security team wouldn't let her do that. So I pushed the cart around the grocery store and she was putting stuff in it. She really enjoyed that. And then just think about it was so restricting while they were just dating. Can you imagine how tight and restricted it is when you're within that family? Oh my God. That's why Megan wanted to unalive herself. Can you just imagine what was going on where you can't even go to the grocery store and you enjoy just picking out stuff at the grocery store? I bet Megan's so happy with her life right now. And it said, I wanted to do to the part. It said, but going out wasn't. Let's see. It said that the situation deteriorated so much. Megan had to admit she suffered from, you know, unaliving herself. This is when she was over there. She loved Harry. She loved the children, but I think he meant Archie, but it can cause a lot of depression when you're scared to open a paper to see what people are saying about you. Noted Stephen, adding that it didn't help that Buckingham Palace was controlling the PR and Meghan was always used to being able to control PR herself with her team. Yeah, they were controlling the PR, right? They were feeding her bit by bit, bite by bite to the wolves. They had her gaslit into thinking that they were going to protect her. In actuality, they were doing everything they could to destroy her and had been ever since Harry brought her to the front and said, "This is my girlfriend." They started right then and there. They absolutely leaked the fact that he was dating her. They start writing all those harsh articles talking about she was Harry's girl straight out of Compton, all that nonsense that they started, and then they want to gaslight us into trying to get us to believe that, oh, everything was wonderful, everybody welcomed them. Well, the British public welcomed Meghan. The British media never did. Only time that they absolutely just let up was during the wedding because the world was looking. But the minute that the world turned away, they went after Megan just consistently and doggedly. They went after her. They dogged her and dogged her. The very minute that the world turned away, they were after her. And yes, Megan got to the point where she, to be isolated like that, and you don't control anything. You don't even control your own emails. Of course, Meg. And then, Megan didn't know she had this man. She loved him. She was pregnant with his child. And here she was being attacked on a daily basis and told to be 50% of herself. And everything that she did was wrong. And they was trying to copy everything that she did, but yet and still everything she did was wrong. Yeah, she felt that way. And then you have always had control over your life, and then all of a sudden you don't have control over your life anymore. Yeah, I understand exactly what Megan said. And this is what he said about Boss Lady. He said, I was around the, I see out it said it was around this time that employees started to complain, a staff at Buckingham Palace. Then he goes into that all that made up nonsense of Jason Knopf. And he said, what did he say? He said, in speaking, let's see, the stuff at Buckingham Palace said they couldn't stand working with her. Steve said, but back in Toronto, A's had seen a different side of Megan. It wasn't a different side of Megan, it was Megan. They created this other side of Megan this was created out of whole cloth. People don't change personalities like that. They don't be a nice person all their life and then all of a sudden they flip a switch and then they're into their this crazy psychopathic narcissistic uh bully. That doesn't happen. But that's what Kensington Palace, Jason Knopf, and Willie Leaks wanted us to believe. This is the gaslighting. This is not another side of Megan. This is a made up side of Megan. I'm just saying. And it says, uh, A's had seen a different side of Megan. Nobody had a bad word. Listen to that. Nobody had a bad word to say about her. Even with the pressures that she was under, she was warm and considerate all the time. He insists, added that what might surprise people most is how friendly she is and what a big heart she has. She's great to her fans and she would go out of her way to help people. That's what hurts me, that people believe otherwise. And that's why he's speaking out now. Though he no longer works for her, Steve considered Megan a friend. My wife and I got invited to the wedding and that's how close we became, he said, adding that they exchanged emails on birthdays and holidays and I would work with her again, no problem at all. She was a good person to work for, and she still is a good person. But yet, it's still somehow they want us to believe that this Megan was a whole different person over there at KP and in that family. All her life, she been a kind, considerate, loving, sweet person. And then all of a sudden, she got over there and she become somebody different. Now, she just came into a family. This kind, caring, considerate woman come into this family, and all of a sudden she turned into this beast. That's what they want us to believe. This nonsense, I, I, I just can't. I can't. And this is another person. Everybody who has ever met Megan says the same thing, except if you're associated with that family over there. Now, if you associated with them, you one of their toadies, one of their flying monkeys, one of their minions. Yeah, you're gonna say all this kind of stuff. She's controlling. She's a bully. She's this. She's that, and the other thing too. Just go along with all that lying mess. But when people who have do not have a dog in the fight speak out on Megan and their experience with her, is always the same thing. She is a sweet, kind, caring, considerate person, even under pressure, he said. Even in the worst times, she never, ever acted like a narcissistic psychopath. They even have gotten to the point where they're so desperate they're using those kind of adjectives. I'm telling you, I love it that he came out. And this squatty said this: the fact that Megan hasn't lived in Toronto since 2017 and she still emails her former bodyguard is wild and just goes to show what an amazing and kind woman Megan is. Him and his wife was invited to the wedding, but I don't know if they went. What a beautiful soul. I'm just saying. Let's go on. And I'm gonna say this. It's this thing going around on X formerly known as Twitter that we at the Success Squad had a convention. one of the derangers laid down, I guess, last night and had a fever dream that we had this convention. And she posted this. Well, I'm gonna put this up. It says the Sussex Squad convention was lit. What other stories will the Rangers think of next? And this is what the Ranger posted. Just got a scoop. Yes, it was a real event. They flew in Sussex squaddies from all over the world to meet at this hotel to talk future plans. The convention of the Sussex Squad. Special thanks to my new friend with eyes and ears everywhere. This woman, absolutely, whoever it is, it said Her Royal Highness, the Royal Commentator, I guess, and she says she a U.S. and she is certified. She got the blue check she paid for. So I guess, but this is what they said. They said we had a convention, and it says, wait, they held a convention like a Comic Con. Dre's are my favorite Sussex, and paid for the privilege. And she said, yes, I heard it from the source. She sent me a voice message, and squatties went on there and pretend like they were arguing about it. We had a convention. Why was I not invited? I did not get to go. And they went back and forth and said, yeah, we went. I mean, it was a whole a thread of squatties going back and forth. And they actually was convinced that it was a convention of the squatties because these squatties were going back and forth. And this squatty said this. This is why they call them the Rangers, to think we will fight about a fake convention and, and an event attended one like we are a cult like they are. It is so true. Can you believe that they really think that we have some kind of convention? They just cannot put their finger on the Sussex Squad and they just make up all kinds of nonsense. But I love it that they think we had a convention. I love it. I love it. And also, I wanted to put this up. This is Graham Smith. You know, he is, I think, the head of Not My King, the Republican group. And he said he is in Australia waiting for Charles and his horse when they get there. When Charles ride his horse in after that long trip in the saddle, he is going to be waiting for Charles and his horse. He said, I'm in Australia to talk about why the UK should ditch the monarchy, to challenge the royal PR machine, and to say loud and clear Charles is not my king. Graham Smith, Republic. And there he is. He said, I'm here with one simple message Charles is not my king. He is already in Australia waiting on him with his with his sunglasses on and on the beach. I love it for him. And I also want to say this because this is Mental Health Day. Harry had this conversation. It said it's World Mental Health Day, and Prince Harry sat down with Jonathan Haidt. I think that's the way you say his name, a social psychologist and author of the Ancients Generation. And I hadn't been able to find this whole thing. Maybe Byron will. I'm gonna check back when he on his podcast and see if he got it. But I hadn't been able to find it yet. But I cannot wait. I bet it's good. See Harry doing his thing, Megan doing their thing. Stop it. Stop it. They are doing their thing, living their lives, and both can be successful at the same time. One does not have to wither in the shadow of the other. All right, y'all know what that means. That means that it's time to go. And always remember if you mess with Harry and Meghan, the Sussex Squad will eat your face off. Bye, y'all.